Yo, here at the boat, and today I'm working on the engine a bit. Super hot, and I don't know, they said there'd be a lot of winds in a small craft, but I don't see it, although it could get gusty later. So I figured I'd just poke around with the engine a bit. There she is, Yanmar 2GM20F, and this is really my first kind of experience like working on any set torp blah. This is it's my first experience working on any type of engine really, so I'll be interested to see how this turns out. Today I got my exhaust elbow, the mixing elbow. This goes on the back of the engine. The water comes through here, cools the exhaust that goes through that hole, and it all comes out that end and then out to the back of the boat. So I got the new pipe because my old one was rusty, and then I've also got my new bolts to go on the back and a gasket. So yeah, so I'm gonna do that, and then right behind it is the lift pump, the fuel lift pump, and that typically goes bad on this type of engine. The diaphragm in the middle of the pump goes up and down. It's rubber and creates like a vacuum suction that moves the fuel through it and goes to the engine, but that has a leak in that gasket, so I'll be trying to replace that as well. I got the parts here, and yeah, so let's see how this goes. It's running normally now, but these are just kind of preventative maintenance. So it's really a good engine. Haven't done much to it since I got the boat. I did check everything over. I think it was serviced right before I bought it in 2021. I think it was serviced right before I bought it, because the fuel filter is very clean when I took that out and inspected that. Haven't got into the paddle wheel yet. What's that called? I don't know. Anyway, it's been a good engine. Things are good. I'm just doing some preventative maintenance, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. So you can see the mixing elbow here coming off the back of the heat exchanger with 4 bolts. I already removed this hose here. Started to try to remove this hose, but that was kind of hard. And then I actually went down to this plastic contraption and I got that off. I think it's moving pretty well. I think if I can get it off here, I just keep this whole assembly attached, and then I can take this out and pull this off a lot easier than in this confined space. I'll put it back. Okay. Also, I love this stuff. Anytime I got a stuck bolt, I spray some of that on there. It makes it move a lot easier. This other one's a little tricky. It's actually like kind of up behind the engine. So I need to kind of put this on first. All right, put that on. Put on my extension and then put that on. That made it a lot easier to get that one. And they're all really loose, so I'm gonna do this by hand now. All right, got those 4 bolts off. They look pretty good. These bottom 2 are a little rusty at the end, so we'll see. This thing is just loose now, so I'll just try to pull that off. Here it all is. Well, probably should get my boat all messy. There it is. That is Pretty gross, but I don't know, it doesn't look too bad, I guess. I don't know what this is supposed to look like. Definitely some buildup in there. I don't know, it's probably serviceable for quite a long while. Some mechanics said I should think about replacing this. So yeah, let's see. I think I'm just gonna keep the pipe and everything, or the rubber. All right, you can see there's the exhaust coming out of the engine. It's you know, there's definitely some buildup in there. Doesn't look too bad, I guess. Okay, you can see here the lift pump with this little lever on it. That's the lift pump. The line coming in from the tank, from the diesel tank, and then coming actually from the filter to the pump. So I'll be replacing this as well because I took the elbow off and now it's nice and easy to get to. This is what's leaking, is this, I believe, the center diaphragm on this piece. So you just replace the whole piece. So I'm gonna do that now. All right, I got this guy off, pretty easy. You can see how the lever goes inside the block and rides on a cam that activates the pump. And so I'm gonna just swap it out for a new one. All right, here's the old one. Here's the shiny new one. This one's a lot lighter. I don't know if it's better. It's made in Japan. It's the Yanmar part. But yeah, this seal right here is leaking. That's what they've been telling me. Everybody's been telling me. And then I've got, I don't know, the bolts that connect this to the hose, the fuel line. These seem pretty good. The one on this end seemed pretty good, and the gaskets were all there. I have new gaskets if I want to replace them. But I'll, yeah, just try to pop this one back on. Let's see how it goes. Got my gasket. Go on like that. And then that gets mounted to the side of the engine with my gasket. Okay, so I had to hold it all in one hand and too hard to film doing that, but I've got the gasket all lined up and its finger started on the bolts here. So just kind of get those going and then ratchet it down. I don't have a ton of tools, but this seems to work pretty well. Push this down a bit to get that on there. Wind is picking up, I think. Try to get all this done and go for a little motor. See how she does. All right, I'm gonna take this other connection off this old one, put it on the back of the new one. Got the other connection on the front side. That's a little trickier. I had to like reach both hands through the hole to get at it from the side. It's closely, you can see there's two brass washers there, and then that center pipe that goes up and to the right, that thin pipe, that's the fuel line to the engine, or to the filter, I think, and then to the engine. But it's neat how this works. Got the washer, the bolt, the washer, the fuel comes through this bolt from the pump into this little hole, and then it goes into this. Right, this is the one that comes in, so the fuel comes in into this connection, through that hole in the bolt, through the bolt into the pump, gets pumped through, and then the same type of fitting on the way out. Got it all put back together. Got the new elbow, the new lift pump behind it, reconnected the exhaust, tightened all the fittings, open the seatcock, then I prime it with the pump. Press this lever right here, primes it. So I vented the gas, I turned the gas back on, gas came out of there, the first filter, prime it with this, going up to the front filter. I open that up, and gas came out of there, so tighten that back up. So I think the line is full, and I'm gonna fire it up. Neutral. Got water coming out. Always idles a little rough. Got my lift pump in there. Seems like it's good. Seems to be running normal. Good up to 1200.